One of the joys here on Ticker is speaking to businesses and, of course, getting advice for businesses. And joining me now is Natalie Byrne, the founder of Blank Space, sharing her top 5 tips for engaging your brand and avoiding those common mistakes, especially as we approach the holiday season, and also looking to giving back initiatives as well. Natalie, what is the first step businesses should take to engage their brand in these philanthropic efforts during the holiday season?
Thank you so much for having me on. Yeah, to your point, this is a time when founders and businesses are really thinking about giving back and really what they stand for. Many times we call this brand purpose work. I've been working with companies for over 2 decades on this. Top tip is to start by doing the work, making sure you really evaluate who you are as a business and how you align to that rather than jumping into something too trendy too fast.
Yeah, very good advice there from the start. It's very exciting to jump into things, but unless you've done that pre-work, you may end up stumbling over. Can you explain the concept of connecting your tribe and how it can strengthen a brand's relationship with its community as well? I think that's an interesting one.
Yeah, connecting to your tribe, as I like to call it, it's really your community, is when you see that someone and people who follow you and love your brand, it's much bigger than one product. You know, think Nike, Patagonia, Apple. These companies are about a feeling and a purpose, and you just want to be a part of it.
Okay, so how can companies uncover an authentic cause that aligns with their values? And I guess why is it so crucial to avoid jumping onto those trendy bandwagons we mentioned a little bit earlier?
Yes, well, I mean, once you've done really who you are, you're aligned into the company, it's much easier to find your authentic cause, which I always say is in between a cultural tension point and current social issues. You know, think during COVID, we had a lot of hunger, poverty, having to food. So you saw a lot of people really dive in there as brands. We've seen gender work, diversity work. These are all places who you are as a company and what your customer cares about. It's a lot easier to find the authentic spot to activate.
Yeah, absolutely. Could you provide some practical advice on how brands can also effectively partner with non-profit organizations to make these meaningful impacts that we're after?
Yeah, really nailed it right there. Like once you know who you are, it's much easier to spot the right organizations. And really great about working with a nonprofit organization, which we've seen done really successfully, is that you're opening up even a bigger customer base. You're looking at how to connect with your community. Giving back can actually become even a way to do marketing and storytelling, which brings us to tip 5 on, once you've done the work, now you tell the world. And that's just such a great way to unlock new ways for PR conversations during a very tricky time to get placement. And really that feeling of what you care about hitting people home during the holiday season.
Yeah, it's very much getting your ducks in a row and then sort of sending them free. You mentioned the importance of sharing the message. Can you elaborate a little bit more on the power of storytelling in spreading a brand's philanthropic efforts during the holiday season? It's fast approaching.
You know, we all know when a brand talks about something they care about and it hits you like right in the heart, those feel good stories. What we've noticed though is if you haven't done the work, sometimes that just actually looks like an ad campaign that's not tied to anything real. And that's where you get in trouble. But when you've done the work and you know who you are and you know who your values are, you actually exponentially increase the people who want to be a part of this. It's even a way to engage your employees, your board. You can put together volunteer programs. You can put together moments of giving back that just last the whole year. I think the storytelling is really, really key and a way that we've seen again. I mean, if you think about some of those big Super Bowl ads here in the States
Yeah.
that, people are waiting for, a lot of that is tied to what they care about.
Yeah, very well said. Natalie, thank you so much for joining us on the program. I think you've outlined a really impressive range of ideas for companies to jump onto and, of course, keeping it earnest as well.
Thank you, Mike.
All right, that's the program for the moment. Don't go anywhere. I'll be right back in just a moment.